For many are called, but few are chosen. And that always kind of threw me. I thought, what the Pete is that? How can you be called and not chosen? And as I did a little study on it, here's the bottom line. I think there's a dividing line because we're all called to have purpose in life if you're a Christ follower. If you're not a Christ follower, gosh, don't rip yourself off of living a life that has purpose bigger than you. Why would you want to live for a shriveled up purpose of only stuff that goes away when you die? Don't you want to live for something that will ripple into eternity? I mean, we all do. So many are called. We're all called to have a purpose bigger than ourselves, but few are chosen. And I would say, I don't get that, God. What's the dividing line between the called, that's all of us, to have purpose, and the chosen? And I'll tell you what I think it is, because you see it in that scripture I keep repeating from Proverbs, where you don't have purpose, you cast off restraint. In other words, you give in to temptation. But happy are those who obey. So let me tell you where I think the dividing line is between the called, and the chosen. I think it's obedience. Matter of fact, it's not just obedience. I think it's consistent obedience. Not perfect obedience, because none of us are perfect. But see, again, we were watching the basketball game a couple of nights ago, and there are some players on the court that you could pretty consistently count on to perform. Not all the time, but pretty consistently. When LeBron hits the court next week, you know what? We all know what we're going to get. God must lean over heaven sometimes and say, I need a few more LeBrons. Not by attitude and not by righteousness, but by consistency in his word. Do you hear that? Can your coach in heaven count on you when he puts you in the game? Or is it just a matter of what mood you're in?